Hello everyone, Lisa here. Welcome to What's Crafting Wednesday. I hope everyone had a great week and that you've been enjoying this warmer weather we've been having the past couple days. So, as you know, or if you're new joining me tonight, this month I am focusing each week on jar of flowers. So before we get started with what we're making today, let's do the drawing from last week. I have these two cards and get everybody's names in here. My little shake. Okay, and I have Lisa. Well, congratulations again, Lisa. I will get these off in the mail to you. Thank you everyone for visiting me each week and for your comments. Okay, on to tonight's card. First I have I'll show you the card first. I have this liquid here in the shaker jar. And I had originally wanted to make a home deco piece for tonight. Well, way back, I had planned to do this as a class, but we all know what happened with classes in this past year. So I did have all these frames. So when I was thinking of what to do for tonight's What's Crafting Wednesday, I thought I would just make one of these, but then I couldn't find my acrylic paint to do the inside of the frames, so that idea went out the window. So I changed it to a card. But once I do get one of these made, I will show it to you another week. So tonight we will be using the Jar of Flowers stamp set and the coordinating jar punch. And I've used blends tonight. So let me get my little card kit out here and we will get started. I have a Saffron card base and we'll just start off by scoring this. It is cut at 4 1/4 by 11 and we're going to score it at 5 1/2. Now, when I was making this card, I originally, because I used purple Posy blends, I had wanted to make the card base purple Posy, but when I put it together with the old olive, it just wasn't doing it for me, so I went to the Saffron. And for the inside of the card, I have a piece of basic white cut at 4 by 5 1/4 and a strip of the coordinating DSP, which is Flowers for Every Season. That is cut at 4 by 1 inch high. And then for the front of the card, I have Old Olive, that is 4 by 5 1/4. I have a little piece of window sheet. And I have 2 pieces of Whisper White that are 3 3/4 by 5. So let's get started. Put one of these aside for now. I'm going to start with the punch. And I'm not going to put it all the way in because the whole vase won't fit in. I just make sure it's centered here. And then I'm going to bring it down just so it comes up a little bit above the bottom of the cardstock. Give it a punch. Okay. And I could actually have went up a little higher with this one, but that's okay. And when I made the card, I had stamped off with the old olive, but then when I did the envelope, I of course forgot to stamp off, and I kind of think I like that better. It's more vibrant. You can see the outline of everything. So for tonight's card, I'm not going to stamp off, and then we will compare. And you can let me know which one you like better then. And I'm also going to do this one a little differently as well. With this card, I stamped the inside of the vase on a smaller piece of basic white, and I adhered it on the back, but I'm going to try tonight stamping it on the same size piece and then attaching them together. So let's hope this goes well. Let's hope this goes as I envision it. Okay, I stamped the vase in here in gray granite, and again, I stamped that off, and I'm not going to do that tonight either. I'm just going to stamp it full strength. All right, let me just get inside the vase here. Okay, now I can take this here away. And the water inside the vase I had also stamped off, and I'm not going to do that tonight either. And this here is the flip side of this stamp, and this is going to stamp the water, the smooth side, and that will be the water inside the vase. Okay. Okay, so we get a little more color now with that too. And then I'm going to stamp the stems inside here. I just started right at the top there and just stamped it in. So I think seeing the difference before the whole card is assembled is hard to envision, because once this is on it with the liquid in it, it does change the look a little bit. And then we have the floral image here. Just ink this up good. And then, I don't know if you could see, but you have the bottom of the stems there. So I just stamped that right over here. Okay. Put that aside. And I use blends for this. Nothing special, just some quick little stamping, coloring. Now I had envisioned my tulips, those ones that you see that are the two-tone with the darker and then the yellow on them. So I did do it in orange. I think I have pumpkin pie here. Yes. But then I did these flowers in pumpkin pie as well. So tonight we're going to do these flowers in red, make them look a little more like small poppies, so that we have a little bit more color to it. So what I did with the tulips, just quickly, I put a little bit of the darker on the bottom, and then I went over it a little bit with the lighter orange. And then I have So Saffron. This is the dark So Saffron. Blend it up a little bit more. And then the light So Saffron. You can always go back in and add more color if you want. And now I'm going to do these flowers in red tonight instead of the orange. Well, it'll be an experiment. We'll see how it looks when we're done. You can tell me if you like it or not. So I just put a little bit of the dark on the inside. And then I blended it out with the lighter. Oh yeah, this is really popping. And you know, when you color with blends, you don't have to get all the way out to the edge of the petals. The color will seep out a little bit, but it's also nice to have some white in it as well. And then with these little flowers here, this here is the light Blackberry Bliss, and I took the smaller end and I just did the inside of these flowers. And then I took the light purple Posy, and I also used the finer tip on it. Let's try with the big tip. Yeah. Little more color that way. And then I used the dark purple Posy for all of these small little flowers here. And I wasn't very fussy with it, just went around. And you could just go like each little one like that, but I just for a color out like it was a lilac. And then I did the leaves. I didn't do very much with the dark old olive. Just a little bit up in here so you could see it a little more, where the stems are by the flowers. And then pretty much the rest of it I just did in the light old olive. And here with the stems, I used the fine tip. It goes very fast. And just get these leaves here. You could add a little dark if you wanted, but stamping with the old olive, I didn't think it was necessary to blend anything. Use the darker and blend anything out. Okay. Don't think I missed anything there. Let's see. Oh, now I see what I did. Oh my goodness, we have to stamp this again. That was the inside. Oh, well, the coloring came out good, so let's do it again. That was a trial run. Oh, I can't believe I did that. Okay, so let me put this underneath so I can see where I am stamping. See, again, no mistakes in crafting. Just move right along and continue. All right, so we'll start that coloring again. Okay, so I started with the dark pumpkin pie in here, just a little bit on the bottom. A little there, a little there. Okay. And then I added some of the lighter. I like those tulips that are with the kind of orangey red and then the yellow. I think they're very pretty. And we have the darker saffron. Just go over it and blend the color in. And then the lighter. And then now with the real red in these flowers. So I have the darker one here, and just add a little bit in the center because I'm just going to go around it and bring the color out. And the light red, which really is not that much, I don't see that much of a difference in it. Maybe if you layer it a couple of times. But just going over it now, I don't really see that much of a difference. And then this one here, was this rich raspberry? No, Blackberry Bliss. And what happened here? Use this tip here. And I just put it in the centers. And then I use the lighter purple Posy. And then the darker purple Posy on these smaller flowers. I didn't expect to be double coloring tonight, but I have my little faux pas there. Okay, and then now the old olive. Just on these stems in here. And then I'll bring in the lighter one. Okay, I think that's everything now. All right, so now we will continue. And I use these mason jar shaker domes. They come in a box of 10. And you could do a lot with these. I happen to like making shaker cards. I have one there. Yes. Wasn't sure because of I have one or two. Yes, it's one. Because this has the adhesive on both sides that you peel off. Okay, so now we're going to add the dome. And first thing you want to do is to peel the backing off. And for our liquid here, we're going to use hand sanitizer. And I'm sure everyone has a lot of that on hand now. And I also use these little flowers for every season gems. They come clear and green in the case. I only put maybe 2 clear in because as I was putting them in, I saw that you didn't really see them. You just mostly see the green in there. And I use the Ornate Garden Ribbon Combo Pack. And I use the old olive from that. So let me take this and cut a piece for the front of here. Okay, that should be good. And I use glue dots to put it on the front of the shaker dome. put one glue dot on each side. And then I put one on the top to hold the ribbon down there as well. And just ran along there. Got a nice tight fit. And then as you can see, what we're going to do is that's going to come up through there. Now I see my ribbon needs to be moved up just a little bit on this side. Let's see if I can get it off the glue dot. Squeeze it a little bit. Okay, that looks good. So now I'm going to peel this front off here. And then I'm going to put this over it. And then just push it down good there. Okay. And now we add the hand sanitizer. Oh, let's peel this off first. So otherwise I'm liable to make a mess trying to peel it off after it's in there. And I added, I think it was about 3. I'll put a little more in. Okay, it was about 3.5 squirts. And we open up these gems without dropping them all over the place. And I'm just dropping them in. And they'll move around in the liquid afterwards. And I will put a couple of the clear in. Okay. Get one more green in there, give it a little more color. Okay. And now I put the window sheet behind it. Get it right there to the edge. And you can see the hand sanitizer in there and the gems. And the sanitizer will move around. Okay, so now we have to add this piece here to the back, and that's how we'll have the vase behind it. And you can see, I don't know if you can see on camera, but I can see the sanitizer moving. So I'm going to use tear and tape here just to make sure the window sheet stays down good. And of course it is much easier if you can glue it. It's a lot quicker, but I want to use this just to make sure everything is adhered well and the card doesn't come apart. And then some down here along the bottom. And then just peel all of these off here. Again, it's easier when you're doing this on your own than when somebody's watching you. So I can't wait to make the home decor piece, the frame, and show everyone, because I've been wanting to do that for a while now. And again, I can't believe when I went to make it, I couldn't find my acrylic paint. I have no idea where it is. I'll probably just end up going out and buying more. It's easier sometimes than trying to find it. Okay. Now, very carefully, I am going to put this together because I get one chance with the tear and tape. I think that looks good. Fingers crossed, everyone. Okay. And now I'll use the liquid glue to adhere it. See, a lot quicker than the tear and tape, isn't it? And then we just fold the card base. And I'll adhere this with the liquid glue as well. Sorry, I'm running over a little today. I like to keep my Facebook Lives about 20 minutes. My little extra coloring there set us behind a little bit. Okay. And the inside, kept it simple. I didn't even show you on the original card. I kept it simple, just a piece of the DSP, and then you can always add a sentiment afterward. And just make sure the flowers are facing in the right direction. Don't want to have another faux pas tonight. And just put this on the inside of the card. And we'll finish off the front. Of course, I added some Wink of Stella. I just put it in the center of these little flowers. And then right along in the center of these. And just at the top of the tulips. And it just gives you that, just that little bit of shimmer. And now a little bow. Just a little simple bow. Pull down the tails. Get it nice and tight. Okay. And I am putting this on with a glue dot. Sometimes a glue dot is your best friend, right? Let's fix those a little bit so they're even. Okay, looks good. And I just stuck it a little bit on the side and trim the tails. and a couple of sequins. I just put a couple down. I use the same color. And put one down there. And now we just have the envelope to do. We'll stamp the image first. And I didn't stamp the vase on the envelope. I just stamped the flowers right to the bottom. And then colored them in just like with the card. So again, we start with a little bit of the dark pumpkin pie. And then go to the lighter. Oh, I forgot to tell you my little trick when you're coloring on blends with an envelope, because the blends, as you know, they do bleed. So, which can you see inside the envelope? So that it doesn't go through to the other side, I just took this piece of basic white and I put it into the envelope. Okay. Now we can finish our coloring. So the lighter pumpkin pie and the dark saffron. And then the lighter. Each time I do it, I just go over the colors a little bit. And I know I tell everyone that when you're using blends to stamp with Memento Tuxedo Black, and yes, that is the case. There are a few other colors that you can use the blends with. I had not tried it with Old Olive before. This was an experiment. It does bleed just a little bit, but overall I think it works out fine. But still, your best bet is the Memento Tuxedo Black. But I have done it with Early Espresso. I've done it with Crumb Cake. So you can just experiment. And it's also how much you keep going over it as well, whether it'll bleed or not. And this is the Blackberry Bliss. Just put a little bit of color in the centers of those flowers. And go over it with the light. And then the darker purple Posy. Marker squeaking. And then we just finished the leaves. The stems and leaves. These done quickly here. All right, I think I have all of that. And of course, I did use Wink of Stella on the envelope as well. Just here in the centers. little bit there. Oh man, I forgot about these little centers. Okay. So let's compare. Get all my markers out of the way. Here is my original card where I did it all in the yellows and oranges, and I stamped off first. And then here is the one from tonight. It's a little more vibrant because I used real red in there with it. Oh, before we continue that, let me just show you. Now I take this out. You could see where it bled through, but it didn't go through to the black of the envelope. So that's a little trick when you're using blends with envelopes. It still will bleed into the inside of the envelope, but it's not going to come through to this side. So little tip for you. And I think I just had a little piece of hairy hair there. Okay, so here are the two cards. Show you a little more side by side. And you can see the water that I stamped in there because I didn't stamp off on this one. That's a little more vibrant as well. So everyone, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about this card. This fun little technique with the shakers and the hand sanitizers. And also tell me which one you prefer. The one that was done just in the yellows and oranges with the little touch of lavender, or if you prefer the one that was done with the red added in. So I'd love to know if you would like to try this with the sanitizer. But I really would like to know which color version you prefer. So leave me a comment. I love reading them. Next week I will be doing a drawing for these two cards. And I would say they are not mailable, but they do fit in the envelope because I did test that. And I have a little bonus for everyone this month. Anyone that purchases the Jar of Flowers bundle, the stamp set, and the punch, using either my March host code or with an order that's over $150, we don't need the host code. As a bonus, I will be giving the mason jar shaker domes, and that is in addition to the regular monthly thank you gift. So purchase the Jar of Flowers bundle this month. That is the photopolymer stamp set and punch, and receive the mason jar shaker domes as a bonus. Okay, everyone, thank you again, and I'm sorry I kept you so long this week. Next week, I hope to be back to my 20 minutes. So have a great week. I look forward to reading your comments later, and I will see you back here next Wednesday. Bye.